Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel Excelling Trade. In this video, let's see how to fix the issue which you are facing for almost 2 weeks now and fetching the data from the new website. And as I always says, it's very important to understand what we are doing in the learning process. So that might have helped you to fix the issue earlier. So if you have fixed this issue, it is very good. I'm very happy for that. If not, let's get this fixed in this video. Okay. Fine. So let's see what is changed. Okay. Before that, let's do what we have done earlier. That is like, as I have shown in this video, that is option chain analysis, data pulling from new website for all expiries and any stock. You can take a look at this and let's follow the same thing. Okay. So what we'll do, we go to market data and click on option chain, and then obviously we have to do the inspect and go to the network. If you do refresh, you'll get the option chain URL. You should be getting that, this one. So you can see here, I don't see any changes. Response also you are getting. So let's try copy this URL and paste it here. Okay, you are getting the data as well. So cookie also you might have seen that there is BMSW is there. That's what we have done last time. Let's see how it is there. So if I do refresh, maybe I'll refresh only one. Okay, so everyone, you might have been receiving this access web content, that is option chain equities anonymous. So if you click connect, it will be keep on showing the same thing. Okay, so let's see what went wrong. And if you're opening the, because for us this is the URL which matters, because in Excel or no matter whether it is a Python or any language, we'll be using this URL. Though it is showing in the browser, but still we are not able to see in the Excel and all those things. Okay, let's see what happened with this. Maybe open a browser in incognito mode and paste this URL and wait for some time. You might have received resource not found. That will be very strange. But let's see what is happening here. This is in the normal browser, and you can just refresh this page again, and let's see what happens. You're getting the data. So now you would have already got the answer with this. I think I have shown this type of steps in one of the very old videos, especially for fetching the future data. I think getting the future price or option price from that old NSE website. Okay, so let's see what went wrong. So what you have to do is now do the inspect of this page. Okay, and execute this, run this, and you're getting the data. Just go ahead and see here. And what you can see, only the BMSW is SV is getting set. And you need to understand the cookie concept as well. So whenever what will be happening is, once you open a site, that will create a session generally. So that session will be setting the cookies for you, and maybe the future URL from that website will be using that cookies, assuming that you are in the same session. Okay, so that's what happened here. Right now, this is the response we received from this URL, and then you can find there is something called NSE app ID. I have shown, I think this is I have done in one of the webinar. Group members might be already available. Okay, and let's see what is the what we are getting it from here. You can see this is also returning BM SVW, BM underscore SV, but still we are not facing getting the right value. Now, if you see actual stuff, just go to the request headers. Okay, so request headers is nothing but the whatever values for the headers you are sending, and response header is what it is receiving from the server. So this is what received from the server. So server is no matter whatever you are sending, it is receiving BM underscore SV, and that is what needed not needed for us now. And let's compare this cookie. So if you go through this, it is having AKBMC only, nothing else. But if you go to this one, you can see there are multiple cookies. And if you see here, AKBMC is also there, and that is being sent, but still we are getting the error. So you need to find out what is new here. And if you go and find it out, you can see something called NSA app ID. Okay, and you may not find anything else here. Mm, yeah, so you cannot find anything. I don't know whether, yeah, one more thing. This NSIT. Okay, so what it actually is, this is being generated when you open this main browser, like any of the NSA India site, like the public URL, not something the API URL. So you open any page of in this website, and you can go and check. You should be able to see that NSE you can see here it is setting the NSE app ID also, and then maybe this is a better way. You can say in NSE app ID and NSIT, and this is the response cookie. Okay, so now let's see whether we can get it. So what you have to do is just copy this NSE IT. Let's try with the Excel. And don't think that I have given 1, 2, 3. Even if you give right value also, it won't work. That's why I given like this. And now the NSE app ID. Ensure you are giving it till the end. No other thing is required. So these are all kind of a trial and error also. You can try with one or two, whatever it works as well. It is basically like comparing with what cookies it is been set by the actual URL, I mean the main website URL, and this will be our temporary URL kind of thing. We are directly fetching the data. Okay. So now what we have done, we have added NSIT and semicolon and then NSA app ID and the URL. Now let's refresh this page. You should be getting this for the first time, and it got refreshed. So now let's go ahead and do for the entire thing. Maybe let me choose the different one. So how to do this I have already shown in the previous video. You can refer this one, options and how to pull options. You can see here this data got changed. Bank Nifty or whatever it is, if you change, it will be automatically fetching. You can see here the data is getting fetched, and also the expiry, whatever the available expiry also you can see this. And my group members and my Twitter followers already know that I have fixed this long time back, but I didn't put the videos for two reasons. I was expecting people who learn from me just saying that okay, I have fixed this, or otherwise the YouTube channels being copied from me trying to post the actual solution. Anyhow, that's fine. Since many of you guys have commented and asked me in the Telegram channel as well, I'm posting this video for you guys. So that's it. So anytime in the future also, one thing make it very clear in your mind that whatever you're seeing in the browser, 90% you should be able to fetch the data from the Excel or even the Python. Okay, so don't think that it has blocked you or it has crossed you, because it is as like you are opening the multiple browsers and doing the stuffs, right? So you can do anything. But sometimes what will happen is in this, if you're doing via Python or something without the proper cookie, you will be getting that access is denied. So that time you may have to wait or you have to disconnect your Wi-Fi and trying this. And again, do this on your own risk. I'm not recommending to do this because web scraping, it's a debatable topic. So it's up to you to take the responsibility for this, okay? And whatever the permission required, it is your risk and responsibility to get that. So this is for options analysis for the Excel. This should work for any URL. Any URL you can take it, and only thing you just need to give the NSIT and the NSIP ID, okay? And similarly for Python, so earlier you might have added all the headers cookies like this. If you're new to this, watching this for the first time, check out my earlier videos. That is advanced options analysis will be there. You can take a look at it. You can take a look at this one, advanced options analysis video I have mentioned, or even how to fix NS India connection issues in Python also will be having that. Or people who have attended my webinar on this bar copy multiple days and intraday options analysis video also will be knowing that. Okay. So what you have to do is you have the headers, ensure that headers is added, and ensure that now cookies will be having the two stuffs, that is NSE app ID and NSIT. Copy this and paste it, and create a session using this request module, that is session equal to request.session, and set the cookies for this session.cookies.set cookie and cookie. Ensure you're adding only these cookies only. If you're adding all the cookies or whatever you're receiving from the website, it will not work. You may even get access denied also. So ensure you're only adding NSA app ID and NSIT or this BMSV. Okay. And session.get URL, and you should be getting the data. You got the data. So one important point here is so you can watch the cookies. So many people will be saying, I have already updated the cookie, but still getting that URL. So you can watch here. Generally, this NSE app ID is expire in 1 hour. So you may do the refresh, like every time you can keep refreshing so that maybe this will be available, or otherwise this new app ID might get set actually. New ID will get set. In that case, new ID you have to specify here. Possibly every 1 hour you might need to update this page. So no other way. Or in Python, generally it will be happening most of the time with this URL, app ID itself, it is working. I don't see any problem like changing it every 1 hour. Or otherwise, like you can use Selenium and get this done. As I shown in that my earlier videos. So what will happen is something like this. It will be happening. So generally, it will be taking the data, so it will open the browser and get the cookies, and it will be setting it automatically. So you can set a catch, apply a try catch, and if there is a problem, then you can ensure that okay, it is generating the new ID or something like that. Mostly in Python, you won't get that issue. With the whatever ID available, it will be taking it. Generally, it should be available since it is taking more time for some pre-configuration steps. I have run direct, I specified the URL. So in your case, it shouldn't be happening. So you can see here, I am fetching the data for entire all the stuffs. So this one, people who attended my webinar on how to fetch the bow copy and intraday analysis, they should be knowing this, like how to fetch the data for all the expiries and all the stocks. So they can just change it. So what you have to do for the fix is just add this or NSIT, because you might have already have this NSA app ID, what I have sent the latest code, and you can have this NSIT also. And if you're facing problem in doing this, either you can purchase it also. Um, just go ahead and Xlink trade. If you do Easebuzz, you can find the products here, advanced options analysis, or where is it? Yeah, this one. This is for Excel, and this one, trend analysis using historic data of equity and derivative volume. This trend analysis of the volume, delivery data, and everything we will be fetching here. For people who want this bar copy analysis or anyone, you can PM me or just go through this video. You can understand. So we are getting for every stock and every expiries and storing the value on the day wise. You can do that. And this is just a code. I am not storing any data. It's up to you on whether you want to store the data and doing this. Okay. And there is one more change happened in the website. Let me show that. So you take on any website, sorry, you take an any stock and go to derivatives. So this you will be facing problem with the trend analysis sheet, that is this one. Let me show you why it is. So if you go to derivatives, all historic data, earlier we will be downloading the file, that is download.csv we will be doing. Okay, so now if you click on download CSV, you can get the error like please select instrument type. What does it mean is it is restricted now to choose only for the last month expiry. So obviously you have to choose whether it is stock futures or stock options. Maybe I'll show you stock futures now. And here you have to choose 2020 and expiry the last month. Only the last month expiry only you can get it. Earlier you used to get the lot of data, but now it is restricted from this. So now if you do download.csv, it will be working. So that's why your trend analysis will be failing. But what you need to do for the fix is, you all know, like you do inspect, and the URL only will get changed. So just click on downloading.csv and go to network. Um, you should be having this URL. I think that has also changed. So what you need to do is earlier thing, you can add this, yeah, something like this. So you have to add instrument type, future SDK, from to you might be already having. So now you have to add expiry date, instrument type, and symbol also you might be having. So only these two you have to add, and at the end you can add this one, and CSV equal to true. That URL you may not be getting it directly. So I think you can do like this, and it will be downloading. Yes. Okay. So that's the main difference. You just need to add this. If you're not able to add, you are facing issues, you can purchase it anyhow. Okay. Well, that's all. So any data, any URL, you can do like this, but just ensure that you are giving the right value. So that is what matters here. So when, after you learn this, you are trying to learn. Many people used to ask me that I want to learn, I want to learn. Learn this, but understand what you are doing. That is very much important because every time it is not possible to put a fixed video for what has changed, what has changed. That is not the real learning. Okay. And thank you so much for the support, all the support you have given for over the 2 years. Keep sharing, and thank you so much. Bye bye.